Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to the finals here for the OWCC. And as you can tell, I am extremely excited for tonight. We have the Carolina Cosmic facing the San Francisco Shook. I'm start right off the bat. I'm gonna start off with you, Spiff. Actually, we're gonna introduce ourselves, even though we've been doing this throughout the entire season. Spiff, we're gonna start off with you. Please start.
Hello, I am Siptastic. I'm going to be doing your play-by-play casting, and I'll be in your ear pretty much the entire time, but with me doing the more stuff that maybe you'll understand instead of me yelling at you is going to be my friend Childish Rambino. Sir, very happy Sunday to you.
Hey, happy Sunday to you as well, Spiff. It's a pleasure to be here as always. And the big three, once again, for the finals. Here we are.
Here we are, and we're going to quickly talk about the first map of tonight's finals. Is going to be, as you might have expected, a 2CP Hanamura. Guys, what are we expecting from both sides coming into this 2CP map?
Well, first thought for me is we're going to see very good choke-holding heroes, especially on defense. I've seen Mei actually the last several times, especially in the OWCC, because her Mei wall does cover off that entire first choke. I will also expect to see maybe some Junkrat's, maybe some heavy spam heroes, because you know that the main people, unless the attackers have somebody that's more vertically able, they're going to have to come through that main choke. Just literally just keep firing down that way, putting all the pressure in the world you can onto the choke, and the defense will have a much better time.
Excellent. With that in mind, guys, we're going to go ahead and take the game live. Casters, take it away.
Once again, everyone, I am Spiftastic. Me and co-casting doing the analysis is going to be Childish Rambino. Sir, what was your take here on Hanamura?
Not a big fan of Hanamura, but I will say this. Goats has been nerfed, so to speak. The armor is definitely going to be less impactful, making less stall-worthy games, and that is the beautiful thing of Overwatch.
Absolutely. And again, I guys want to tell you, the top left in your blue is going to be your Carolina Cosmic. Top right in your red is San Francisco Shook. Carolina is going to be the first ones on defense. And we're seeing Momo coming out with a Sombra to eventually come forward, scout out the enemies, find out who's who, actually standing directly in front of Mana, who has a shield up so they can say hi. So letting both teams know, hi, we see you, but it's going to be the attackers that kind of have the surprise. But they did just switch off into the Zenyatta Goats, where the third healer that's not Lucio or Brigitte is a Zen, and they're going to push right in through the front, like right over, and they're going to run over Man. I mean, unfortunately, it's right down, already Carolina down one. Everyone's still getting really well healed. Urso got hit out of the mech as he was taken out by Bunny Chan, and Bunny Chan gets a double kill. Lumias falls down to that fire strike, and they are pushing very well onto the point. San Francisco in control right now, taking down Jacques, and it looks like after one very good, successful coordinated push, San Francisco is going to take the first spot here in Hanamura.
The early scouting from the Sombra was definitely a great idea. Easy to switch right back at spawn, and that will definitely be useful now that they've got that economy running.
Now, they did get a nice pick, a nice hero kill towards the end. Hero Brian on that Ana has been picked and being respawned here in just a few seconds, but they're going to use that to push directly onto the point. Retrospect does get taken out by Illumi, who has switched off onto the McCree, trying to stun and do the right to hammer. Shatter comes out, it's going to be shielded from Momo, it's going to be taken down right away by Klaus. Charge comes out, almost gets Buddy Chen's charge. Gets slipped at the very last second, keeping Hero Brian alive, allowing for the team to regroup, get their defensive heals into the ground, and they've been able to hold off their push onto the second point.
Now we do have the self-destruct ready for Penguin Cast the Diva, but Carolina already with 3 ults coming in with 5, just about. The Earth Shatter nowhere close.
We'll see if they'll all panic and hit the big defensive ults that they do have. The grab can be comboed with the Diva Bomb or just a swinging Reinhardt. It looks like the attackers of San Francisco moving up to the top right, going to be pushing forward. These are 2 very heavy, brawly teams coming forward up in the top. Both bubbles come out from the Zaryas. And they're going to back up. It's going to be a fire strike for Mana onto Klaus's face. It's going to be the initiator for the defending team Carolina to push forward and try and get some more picks and stagger them just a little bit more. But they have come here. They have stagger. Jacques is actually going to get taken out. He thought the rest of his team was going to be behind him, but he was not able to get in and out. And they're going to go ahead. They see the Ana boost coming out to try to solidify their defense. Brings up the Transcendence to keep everyone alive. Grab comes out right afterwards. It is just Jacques. The Shatter stops Manami from swinging his hammer. That means that Grab's not going to get all the damage that they need. Illumi gets the damage, but there's another slam that comes out from Manami. Gets 2, double strike kill on the Bunny Chan in retrospect. Great double kill there on the attacking team. They start moving the fight onto the point. That was the defending team, my mistake. Illumi does High Noon, looking for some kills. High Noon shot to the face to Klaus, and that's going to be all she wrote. As Carolina is able to recuperate, did use Lucio ult, but now it's going to take San Francisco to back up, regroup, and try one more time. It's goats against goats.
Now, we saw San Francisco get onto the point. They could not capture even a third of it, which means that this next team fight is going to be very easy for them as long as they ration out their damage.
I did see that a lot of Carolina's ults were used. In fact, none of them are online. Closest one is Hero Bryant with that Ana boost. But if we look at the top right, San Francisco's sitting pretty as long as they use them in the right order. Here goes Rally to start the initiating fight. Again, there was that little nerf to her ult, but they move forward. Speed increase. Hero Bryant naded Klaus in the face. Charge comes out. It's not going to be enough. Nerf this in the air. You got Nana boost as well. The bomb finds Hero Bryant from Penguin Cast. But he did pay for it with his life as Manami swung his hammer on his face when he was not in his mech. Manami's taken it by Doodle Bob. It's still in favor of the high ground, which Carolina does have as Starter Strider takes out Momo. They are still trying to come up. They get a charge, but it just goes right, gets booped, and then into a wall, and not into somebody. Transcendence and grab. It's like they knew each other very well what was going to happen. Stuns, fire strikes. Shatter comes out, gets Bunny on the ground, charges into the wall, onto the low ground, trying to keep him alive, but Manami is out there all by himself. Starter Strider takes out Dubo, but Manami finds down to Klaus here. Another Shatter gets 3 on the ground, but he gets slapped. A beautiful sleep from Hero. Make sure that Bunny Chan's unable to follow up on that 3-man Shatter, and Carolina is still holding strong on the high ground, but here comes San Francisco up on the high ground where the point is. Manami comes in looking for an easy charge, almost gets Klaus able to get out of the way. Jacques does punch Penguin Crest into the face. Retrospect has got his own double kill on the Hero and Illumi, and Manami's going to start cleaning up as Carolina's regrouping. They're regrouping because there's only now 2 here. They're deciding to go ahead and call it. San Francisco unable to get that first tick on a great long push, but they're going to regroup and try again.
San Francisco excels getting their picks, however, they just aren't fast enough to follow up on any of their plays, and that's really the unfortunate thing here. Carolina Cosmic doing a fantastic job of defending and protecting that ult economy for those really big pushes.
And they're going to be deciding another rally for this second push of both pushes having that rally to go forward. Moving the fight directly to the point. Now this is very dangerous because Olympia is up on the high ground, does have the High Noon grab. A brilliant time Shatter allows the Urzo Diva Bomb to find 3. Great coordination, great combos, and that's going to be another hold for Carolina.
Now, if we know anything about Carolina, it's that their defense is not only solid, but well-structured. We do have the Reinhardt, we've got the Zarya, of course, standard staple tanks, but it is unusual to see a McCree on this map. He mainly has to sit on high ground, or he is ineffective when he pops High Noon.
And if he pops High Noon on the top, hopefully Penguin Cast will still be in the mech and be able to eat it up, or they'll be able to find the very little cover when they're trying to take the point. But that was all the tanks ults on Carolina's side. Here comes Lucio, here comes the Ana boost onto Urzo, Transcendence coming, all the ults are being used. The Penguin Cast is out of mech. That's going to be the cue for Illumi to High Noon, finds 3! There's no Diva to eat that up, and that's going to be all she wrote again for this San Francisco push. But they still have 4 of their ults, and there's none on the side of Carolina.
Now, those 4 ultimates, that could be the point for San Francisco, but they have to act fast. This may be their last team fight with ultimates. They are 1 minute, 35 seconds down, and time is not their friend right now.
Now, to be fair, Carolina does have several ults that are coming online, and they will be online by the time the next fight is reaching its climax or in its conclusion. But it seems that San Francisco coming forward, going to go right onto the point again, ignoring the high ground. There goes the grab up into the high ground, keeping them off the point. Hope to grab more so they could just deal with who is on here. Nerf this comes out. Here comes a Shatter on the Manami. The Diva Bomb does find Doodle. Hero Bryant actually be able to pick off Klaus as well from the high ground. Illumi and Hero Bryant up on the high ground, just raining death from above, raining heals from above. It's another kill for Hero Bryant. Carolina is doing a great job of defending. I feel like San Francisco needs to push that Ana and McCree off the high ground, or they're not going to have as much success as they hope for.
Now, we will call this plateauing in terms of offense. Now, the attacking strategy was a little original. I will give San Francisco that, but they are not changing up their strategy enough, and Carolina is wise to this.
Now they are coming forward, and it's like they heard me. It's like they felt the spiftastic advice from above, and they're going to try and move up on the high ground to the right here. Here comes Rally again for the nice push, and they're actually like debating them. They said they're going to push them on the high ground, but then came directly onto the point. Hero Bryant, and it basically made Illumi out of the fight for a little bit. Great Ana grenade from Hero Bryant onto that grab is not enough to help all the damage happen. Illumi High Noon looking for one. Finds Retrospect, but a lot of it's eaten up from Penguin Cast. Momo does fall to Star Destroyer. Nerf this comes out from San Francisco looking for some. It's not going to be up. It was too high. It was too high. It didn't get anybody on the low. Great charge into a sleep from Bunny Chan. Illumia's getting one. Another shatter. Gets 3 on the floor from Bunny. W bomb is not enough. It was a great slam, but Illumi's picking off, just doing the right clicks, finding the stuns, finding the headshots, and Carolina was able to hold San Francisco back from getting point 2 on Hanamura.
That is scary defense at its finest, Spiff. I will say that regardless of the way San Francisco was attacking, and it was almost like Carolina was 3 steps ahead.
It did. They were very well practiced. I love the fact that when Illumi hit that triple kill with the Deadeye, he had waited and was hoping to hear the call out, "Hey, Diva's not in her mech anymore," and almost immediately High Noon comes out. And there wasn't anyone to contest. I feel like maybe Penguin Cast should have actually, when going on to the point, do you think if you're a Diva player, I'm not too much. If there's an Anna McCree on the high ground and you're the only one in your team's composition that can even get up there to kind of bully them, do you go do it, or do you stay on point and try and help the rest of your team?
Well, as the saying goes, don't be a hero, even though Overwatch is full of them. Now, that is to say, you could definitely offer some forward pressure, but you have to coordinate with your team. Otherwise, you are eating projectiles and nothing is there to follow up.
Absolutely. It just seemed that Hero Bryant hitting some great nades, getting his own kills as on the Ana player for Carolina, was able to, the high ground is so important because it doesn't matter. You have your own natural cover when you're on the high ground. If you back up from the edge, there's your wall. You get to recover, regroup, and the people who are attacking you are basically looking up and not in their face, which is where the rest of your team is, hitting them in the face. But here on defense, San Francisco, what are we looking at right now, Rambina?
Well, for San Francisco, we've got Penguin Cast on May, we've got Klaus on the Lucio, Momo on the Brigitte, Doodlebob on Zarya, Bunny-chan on Reinhardt, and Retrospec on the Zenyatta.
I believe that's something they call Snokes, a snow version of Goats, where instead of a Diva or a Winston or even a Hammond as that third tank version of Goats, they do have the Mei. Now they're coming forward. They are deciding if they're going to push forward. They don't know what they have. They do see the Mei. They now see Penguin Cast in the Mei, so they're basically trying to bunny hop back and forth. Oh, great lure out of the Mei wall. Urzo able to Diva dash all the way back. A great anti-grenade from Hero is going to allow everyone else to delete Bunny Chan. We do have the high ground from the Widow. Illumi up on there trying to, basically uncontested. Got Doodlebob trying to find some picks, but it's not enough. The fight is still going on. Here comes Manami back from spawn. We got San Francisco all the way on the flank, going on to the defensive part, basically trying to make them, if they're going to come forward, they're going to fight on the point. But Star Destroyer finding his own picks. Illumi does get Momo, but Penguin Cast does do the icicle to the face. Star Destroyer is here trying to get some points to distract a little bit. High charge. Bunny Chan comes back and does destroy himself. It's just Bunny Chan here. Bunny Chan is going to be booped off the map with a great kill from Jacques, and it's the stalling Mei on San Francisco. The wall is not quite enough to deal with a Diva that gets on top of your Mei wall and shoots down into a nice little barrel of fish, and that's going to be all she wrote for Carolina, able to get this first point.
The best part about all of this, Carolina, known for their ult economy management, they have 5 ults on the line, ready to go. It's going to be a dangerous team fight for San Francisco. They only have the tank ultimates and the off tank, which is the Brigitte.
And they know exactly where the defenders are holding, thanks to Illumi's Widow sights. And they are going to go ahead and just basically run right into it. Here comes the Ana boost. Rally comes out on the defensive side. Grab comes out. The Shatter comes out with a great Mei wall, stopping all the follow-up damage that could happen, except for the flanking Illumi that finds Retrospec. Manami gets frozen. The Shatter comes out onto the ground. Is going to be charged in from the other. Reinhardt did get 2, but was not enough to deal it. Nerfness comes out from Carolina looking for a kill. Is going to find Doodlebob. Jock does win the battle of the Lucios. Now Penguin Pass does do the huge AoE effect of Mei's ult. Does get one frozen, but was not able to follow up with a kill. The right click was not able to do enough damage thanks to the great healing. Bunny Chan has come back onto Hammond, does a nice trick where you jump up somebody on the enemy team's head and you actually get high enough to boop without actually being above anything. Retrospect finds Manami. Urzo is going to be hit out of mech as well from our Zenyatta, and Penguin Cast punch Jacques in the face. And besides all that hectic, amazing action, it does look like Carolina's needing to reset because San Francisco said no.
I think the actual irony irony here. I apologize. The Widowmaker vision. You knew that the team was there, and they blew everything, all of their ultimates, hoping to steamroll them, and in fact, that may well shut down their entire push. That has to be considered an excellent play on behalf of Penguin Cast.
I would say that's basically play of the game in my fact, that you say your non-ultimate ability just stopped 2 to 3 of the enemy's ults. Shatter comes out, gets 2 on the ground. Bunny Chan is going to be bubbled so he survives that, but a great anti-grenade again comes out from Hero. Retro's getting really low. Penguin Cast able to finish off Hero. Brian Grab comes out. Urzo stuck and is swung into the hammer. Transcendence is used, and it's enough to basically stop this next push that came out from Carolina, so San Francisco still holding strong.
Now, in regards to the team comp for Carolina, it is just about the same that they used for their defense. The offense here also, they're not really changing things up too much. We did see Penguin Cash switch back into a Diva, which I don't know if I agree with right this second, only because that Blizzard is fantastic for holding objectives.
I mean, the Blizzard covers for like 90% of the point, and it's enough to basically stop. You saw how effective it was with using just the Mei wall, but maybe they're thinking they don't want Illumi's High Noon to be coming out to. They need to get some damage, to be able to eat a lot of ults and damage that comes out. Manami and Momo charging into each other. Manami is going to one that falls thanks to Retrospect, chasing down the Hero as well. He does fall in the bottom part of the point, and it's still another stronghold, it looks like, from San Francisco, as the rest of Carolina is running away once again. It's Mini Diva, though, that's going to be caught out as very end jumps off the edge. Illumi gets taken out by Penguin, and another reset.
We do have 3 minutes, 25 seconds, and yet again, Carolina sitting on almost 6 ultimates again. It is almost as if they are playing around just their base abilities, not really worrying about their ultimates at any given time.
Well, again, the only really combos they have, you will usually see a Zarya's Grav comboed with, everyone's seen it, the Grav Dragon, or the Grav Blade. It's basically using the Hanamura brothers as their ults and comboing it with it. But right now they combo it with a Diva Bomb and a Rhine basically swinging all they can. Bunny Chan's going to take push forward after Jacques is taken out, and the rest of the San Francisco is going to push forward. Urzo does get retro, but Bunny Chan's just popping off right now, holding his left leg really hard, getting Mini Diva and Reinhardt, and a very high charged Doodle Bob was helping out as well. Back to how, just looking at all these ults, maybe Carolina was using this last push to basically bait all the ults they could out of San Francisco, but if you're on Carolina's team, in what order do you use these ults? Because they have all of them.
Well, typically you want to start with a tank ultimate, so that really does prime up the carries, the DPS to get the kills. And we're noticing right here that Hero Bryant, he's got that nano boost, and into the Graviton Surge.
All these ults being used, all of the ults being used, literally every single ult was used by Carolina, not all at once, but by doing succession, this one followed by this one, followed by this one, over the length of the entire fight. Despite a great shatter that came out from San Francisco, it was enough for Carolina to take it. Play of the game.
And today's play the game brought to you by Urzo. There's the self-destruct into the Graviton Surge. How many kills? A triple.
Ooh.
Fantastic. Comes right back into the mech, ready to go. And he's already looking for his next target. Way to go, Urzo. Way to go.
Basically a 4K well-coordinated shatter. Knew that the Reinhardt would have to put his shield all the way up, allowing for that angle for their Reinhardt to make sure that he uses a shatter, knocks down the shield, takes down everybody in that Grav, and it was just beautifully well-timed. Good job for the team. Oh, I love just seeing good combos. Whether it's an EMP bomb, whether it's a Grab Dragon, whether it's the Shatter followed by maybe even a Death Blossom. When you actually coordinate things like that, that's really how you shine as a team. That's
That
what I
is
think.
true. And we're gonna quickly talk about how incredibly important, in my opinion, was Illumi coming in with a McCree on both the defense and on the offense. This question's for you, Spiff. Quickly, before we jump into map number 2, we did see that Deadeye come into play on defense and on offense. How crucial do you think it was for the side of Cosmic?
I think it was very well timed and very well coordinated. Illumi on the high ground when he's on defense, again, waited for D.Va to be demeched because that was the only threat to his High Noon being shielded. And again, if you're the attackers, there's not a lot of cover when you're trying to take that point. So Illumi's up on the high ground. No one to really contest him. If he sees that his only threat to his ult is demeched, it's a bunch of free kills, in my opinion.
And Rambino, do you have any thoughts on the side of San Francisco Shook? Aside from maybe not having the ults when they really need it, do you think maybe something else could have changed for them? Maybe a different hero pool?
Well, I feel that they plateaued very quickly in their team comp, and being that they didn't really change anything up, that is not a good idea, especially when you're at the finals. You have to pull out every stop and think of every possible strategy that you've been hiding up your sleeve.
And excellent. With that in mind, we're going to go ahead and focus on map number 2. This is going to be Lijiang Tower, one of the favorite control maps here for the OWCC. We've seen some very exciting matches. We cannot forget about Shanghai Stagger being really good on this map. We did see Carolina Cosmic and other teams like San Francisco Shook perform very well when it came to control maps. So Spiff, this question is for you. How crucial or how important it is for the team, particularly San Francisco Shook, who are essentially down a map, to win this control map?
It would be very important, not only just to, tie up the series, but this is shaping up to be a best of 7 for the finals. And if you already lost the first one, if you lose the second one, it's a mind game. You kind of feel like, dang it, we're already down 2. There's this like little tiny gnawing thing. We know we're good, but they need to get it. I feel like Klaus is going to be a big part of winning this for San Francisco, being on the Lucio, because Lucio control maps, you almost 90% of the time see them. So I'm looking at Klaus for this one. So
in essence, your pick for this map, game number 2, Lijiang Tower, is going to be for the San Francisco Shook. Rambino's question for you: do you think Carolina Cosmic can pull through on this map number 2 and get the score 2-0 in their favor?
So I would like to say yes. However, I will point out that they were not able to make Shanghai Staggered way back when. They aren't playing, but their control maps are not absolutely powerful. So San Francisco and Carolina Cosmic are both fairly uneven ground here.
Excellent. So with that in mind, we do have a very balanced control map coming in game number 2 here on the OWCC finals. Just a reminder, this is going to go all the way into one team manages to get 4 wins. So expect a lot of exciting matches coming up in tonight's finals. And with that in mind, casters, take it away.
Thank you so much, Julik. Again, I am Swiftastic Me. I'm the one yelling in your ear. And again, the one actually breaking down what just happened is Childish Rambino. Sir, again, happy Sunday, and I'm going to do it every map.
Happy Sunday to you, Spiff. We've got 15 seconds. I'm feeling good. How are you?
Pretty spiff-tastic. I knew you heard that coming. Now, Carolina is winning right now, 1-up against San Francisco, thanks to that beautiful, basically staggered use of their ults over on Hanamura. But here we have King of the Hill. King of the Hill is basically, there are 3 maps to Lijiang, and this is Night Market right now. So if you capture the point, you get your percentage all the way up to 100, and then you go to the next map. Best 2 out of 3 for this whole map. It's basically a series within this series. On control maps, I almost always see Lucio's, not only because that's just what I personally love Lucio, but because when most of the team fights are happening on the point, his aura covers the entire point when you're near the center. So I do see Klaus and Jacques are going to be your Lucios here on either side, and not surprising so far, San Francisco is sticking with a 3-3. And now here, and they're going to be running into a 3-2-1, basically coming out from Carolina. The fight is happening basically in the courtyard. Klaus does get Manami. Great Anna Grenade again. Illumi does get Retrospect. Bunny Chan gets the shock. It is San Francisco up 1 right now. They're pushing back. Star Destroyer even it up though. It is 4-4. Zadis has come in, is trying to put some pressure on the Star Destroyer, but he does take him out of mech instead. Now the other Reinhardt has come back. Mana is running back as best he can, is slowly going in favor of San Francisco, but it is not enough to capture the point yet. No one in control. Here comes out a very quick grab from Carolina. Star Destroyer, sir. You are definitely a Star Destroyer. That's one of the fastest Zarya ults I've ever seen.
Not only was that a quick charge, that was also a quick sweep on behalf of Carolina. Now, they are a formidable team, but we have to remember that anything can happen, especially once they get their ultimates up.
Now, Hip Hop Hobbit on the side of some Shatter going into the shield is not going to be up, but a great sleep on a Bunny Chan. Charge coming out is not going to be enough as Zadis does take out mana. So the Shatter is gone. Zadis getting his double kill. So San Francisco is up 2 right now. That's a cue for Zadis to push forward and trying to put some more pressure on the side of Carolina. Carolina may or may not decide to try and stall here, but the ball comes in from Urzo, swings in, does a slam, and then immediately runs away. That's how you play Hammond, folks. But it allows the time for the rest of his team to come in. Another grab comes out from Star Destroyer. Transcendence keeping alive, but the minefield is there. They are going to run over most of them, but Klaus does fall. Jacques falls as well from Bunny Chan. That's both Lucio's down, but Manami finds Momo. Charge from Bunny Chan, getting Star Destroyer, finally shutting down that Zarya super high charge, and 1-2 fights, 2 Zarya ults coming out from him. So it was enough for San Francisco to move it over in their favor after 51% had already gone to Carolina.
Now, Carolina in a bad position once again. They have no ultimates, and San Francisco has just about 4. But that does not mean they cannot take the point. They just have to be patient and try and bait something out.
Now the rest of them come forward. There's no real changes. We're basically sticking with the 3-2-1 build that comes out from Carolina. Pushing, doing a lot of poke damage. Shatter comes out again into the shield. Grab comes out from Hip Hop Hobbit. Into the combo with the Diva Bomb with a great charge! The charge comes out from Bunny Chan, gets the shielding Reinhardt from his team, and allows that Diva Bomb to find 3. And that was a great cleanup and a great coordination from San Francisco. Still ticking up in the King of the Hill map.
If words were poetry, San Francisco would be an epic.
Absolutely epic indeed. Urzo coming forward, dashing forward. Nice boop up, getting plenty of ult charge himself. Zadis is going to hit out of mech. Klaus is really low as well, but Illumi does get a great Ana grenade has come out from the side of Huey. High noon from Illumi. Not able to find anyone. They're able to get behind cover just enough. Shatter goes into Mana's shield. No one's going to find that. Huey does get the kill on to Klaus though. Illumi finding Momo in the back as well. The ball has fallen to the Zenyatta player. This grab comes out again from Hip Hop Hobbit. Lucio ult coming forward to keep everyone alive. Transcendence comes out from Retrospect to keep San Francisco alive and basically stopping more of the assault that was coming out. A great Ana grenade combo into a ball drop is going to let Star Destroyer start cleaning up what is left of the San Francisco, but they are at 86%, and you know what that means, Rambino.
Absolutely, Spit. For those of you that don't know, 88% is the golden percentage. You win one team fight, you push them all the way back, you are more than certainly likely to win that round. But getting there is the hard part, as we are 66% and counting for Carolina. Now it's a game of can we get our ultimates in time for our next team fight.
Shatter again. It looked like he had shielded, but 2 went on the ground. Illumi does find Momo into chaos. Here comes another minefield and a boop up. Isn't going to find anybody. A lot of damage. Hip Hop does fall to a lot of the damage from that minefield. And look at Carolina just sweeping up this push that came out from San Francisco. They did just use 1 ult though, so kind of a great trade there. But Carolina holding strong. It looks like San Francisco only has 1 more push left.
I would just like to point out the flank from Urzo with the Hammond into the minefield sweep. Fantastic play. Definitely gave San Francisco a run for their money.
There was a great use of Lucio. The Shatter does find Klaus on the ground. No follow-up. Charge comes out. Does get Klaus as he stands back up. But Bunny Chan charges Jacques. Both Lucio's down again. Louis finding the double kill from High Noon. Another grab to basically try and keep them off the point onto the Ana boosted mana. Comes in. Doesn't charge. Gets a great last-second counter charge from Bunny Chan, making sure he stays alive. Here comes another boot from the ball as he comes back onto the point. Very quick for getting back. Retrospect does take out Manami, but Louis does take him out. He's trying to come back to the point, but is just riddled with bullets and right clicks from Hip Hop. A great Shatter comes in, basically just trying to stop the rest of this coming forward, because it is still in overtime, but it's going to be San Francisco comes forward. 1 last charge on his Star Destroyer, and the first of 3 maps goes to San Francisco.
Now, I'm not going to say I'm surprised, but that was clever on behalf of San Francisco. They did have time to get the ultimates ready to go, and they follow up on everything they needed to take that last team fight to the end.
Bunny Chan and Manami have been doing basically a lot of Shatter trading, but neither of them really finding a huge Shatter almost anybody. Well, I think both Reinhardts probably did their own 2 or 3 shatters, and maybe only 2 or 3 total people were on the ground. Great shielding, great reading the other Reinhardt, knowing what was going on. Maybe they're trying to preemptively shatter, thinking that the enemy Ryan's going to do something. But Hip Hop Hobbit has switched off of he was on the Zarya, and he has given it to Zadis, who since he's now on the Mei. But they're still looking at Lumi basically being the big DPS over here in Carolina. But Mei Wall comes forward. Great Anna grenade, getting a lot of her own team and a lot of the San Francisco, allowing Lumi to come up on the high and basically rain death from above, finding 2 in Retro and Hip Hop as Carolina basically destroys this first encounter here on the second map of Lijiang Tower, and the first percentages for here are going to be going towards Carolina.
Strong start on behalf of Carolina Cosmic. And remember, they aren't using their ultimates yet. When they do get them, it's almost as if they don't worry about it. Once again, they just play around their basic abilities. That takes a lot of practice.
Great charge, but another great hand grenade coming out from the side of Huey. Shatter comes in. A counter Shatter is going to be the one that wins. He does fall for it, but it is enough for the rest of San Francisco to feel confident enough to push forward because both Ryans are down. There's no big shield. Huey gets Klaus with an Anna grenade. In the background, Lumi figure finishes off Retrospect. That's Blada heals down for San Francisco. It's only Momo, who is on here trying to battle Mini Urzo, and it almost gets Urzo before he gets back in the mech. This is not dead good enough. Jacques already making it back to hit kills off Hip Hop Hobbit, who had switched off onto McCree. Huey getting a double kill on the Momo and Bunny Chan. Just huge defensive plays coming out from Carolina, despite a strong push that San Francisco just did.
Now, San Francisco is being forced to play behind safe cover. Otherwise, it looks like we have 4 ultimates ready, almost a 5th one for Carolina Cosmic. It will be a dangerous uphill battle to get back on that point.
Now, Bunny Chan charges mana off a short cliff. Lumi does get the credit for the kill on Bunny Chan, but he gets his own double kill as well, getting Retrospect in Carolina. After seeing Reinhardt's basically out of the equation, they use a lot of their firepower to just overwhelm San Francisco. Now, there are ults coming online, and how would you like to see San Francisco use what they have?
Well, McCree will shine here, but only if he gets the high cover. So, as we all know, there is a high point at the top of this map. However, we're seeing Hainu being popped on the floor. Unfortunate.
Now he does basically scare him off, push him back, get him behind cover to allow the rest of his team to come forward. Grab comes out, Justice rains from behind. A great Anna grenade is going to make sure, even though Retrospect had a great time Transcendence to prevent that combo from happening, the Anna grenade means Transcendence is basically useless. And that was another great grenade from Huey that allowed Carolina to just wombo combo that back. It's now 1-1 here on Lijiang.
You know, Spiff, that barrage was so dirty, I'm tempted to call him Illuminati.
Oh, I knew we were waiting for it, and here they are. They're coming out, the puns themselves from the pun master. But I do like what basically happened here, and I don't know if it's mind games, but Carolina coming out strong. I feel they kind of forced San Francisco to get off that 3-3 and try and get more damage, because to basically deal and put some pressure on to the Pharah from Illumi up in the air. So Hip Hop said I can hit scan, got on the McCree, was not enough, but they'd almost been running straight 3-3 until then. So Illumi basically setting the bar to where all the damage needs to be, and he's going to start off again here on Pharah. You may think, why is Pharah here up when he doesn't have a Mercy or even a Zenyatta to pocket him? You're just going to have to count on Huey to do enough heals to keep him alive. Now it is San Francisco who gets to the point first, and it looks like Carolina's coming forward from what we call the white section here on this third map of Lijiang Tower. They are basically in their own bunker position. They have a lot more cover. Illumi's going to be taken out by Zadis. Great pick there from the D.Va player. And despite getting, it was one stun, stayed alive, but Momo does finish off Jacques. And here comes the charge, here comes the rest. San Francisco is definitely up 6-4 here. Urzo's D-mech, Manuel is taken out by Bunny Chan, and it's going to be enough for San Francisco to start the first ticks to see who's going to take Lijiang Tower in this series.
Now, in regards to Urzo, flexible between Wrecking Ball and the D.Va, but it seems that Wrecking Ball would pretty much shine here absolutely and indefinitely based on that circular objective and the inner ring.
You can spin to win. You can play the merry-go-round. There's a great opportunity down there. Would have to basically stun or boop him to slow him down. Here's Buddy Chan gets booped behind Manameme, and it gets Ana boosted as well. But it's a bigger shatter from Mana as the boop from Jock double kill gets Klaus and Buddy Chan. This is Carolina's chances. They are up 3 members of the team right now. Star Destroyer is able to take out Zadis and the mini version of Zadis. There's a sleeping, very high charge Zarya who gets charged by Manameme, but great sequence of events. Did you see that, Rambino?
I blinked and it was all over, Spiff, but that again was fantastic on behalf of Carolina.
They did a great job. It looked like the Reinhardt got booped behind the rest of his team. Great shatter. And then as soon as Manameme got up, he was like, I have my own shatter and you're somewhere else. And bam, 4 members down on the ground. It does look San Francisco's coming up white, trying to basically use this straight corridor. Great fire strike, great Ana grenade. Get in there and swing, sir, because that's going to be all she wrote. Great combos. Again, these Ana grenades. There are some great Ana players on the side of Carolina. Hero Bryant, we just saw Huey come in. I am noticing it, and their team's noticing it, and they are just able to really capitalize on that ability. Rambino, can you explain how great that ability is for those who might not know?
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the Nano Grenade, aka Ana's utility, it heals allies and prevents healing for a set amount of time on enemies. It is great combo material.
Like you just saw there, when you see the team members basically go purple, that means they have been Ana grenaded. But all these ults are being used, and it's Carolina coming on top because 2 are down from San Francisco, 3, now 4, and that's another great hold. Now it did cost 1, 2, 3, 4, all of the ults over on the side of Carolina to keep it alive. There's still 2 on the side of San Francisco, but that was like an ult parade, wouldn't you say?
I definitely would agree with you, and we're looking at team cohesion at its finest.
And they are coming forward. They're basically going white again. They do have the ult economy buff right now. Oh, Momo getting really low. A great fire strike. The Transcendence is going to help Bunny Chan heal up thanks to another great Ana Grenade. Shatter is not going to go into Manameme's shield. Not enough. Illumi does pick off Momo. It is Retrospect getting picked up by Mana. Charge comes out. Other charge comes in. Does find Huey in the back. Nerf this from San Francisco. Looking for one. Finds Jacques from around the corner. Not able to get cover. Illumi does get Zadis before he's able to get back in mech, however. Justice raining from above. Don't hit that pillar, sir. Don't hit that pillar. You could kill yourself. But he does find a hip hop. And it's a grab comes out as it will be enough for him to stay in the air. Triple kill for Illumi. And here we go. Carolina leads the series now 2-0.
I'm going to call those fair plays so bright, it really illuminated my way of life.
Will illuminate me on this play of the game, Rambo.
Alrighty, and this will be brought to you by Jock as Lucio. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. What do we got here? Alrighty, Sound Barrier not up. He's healing right now. How many kills can he get? There's the environmental into the single, into the double. How about one more for the money? Almost just about finished it off with a punch. Fantastic triple, and goes with the Sound Barrier up at the end. Great job.
Beautiful boops, beautiful support. Basically, that's one of the main reasons that Lucio's so great. It's a very short cooldown to get that boop, does 25 damage and basically displaces tanks. It displaces the tank, which causes the shatter, which causes the counter shatter, which causes the transcendence, which causes the Ana Grenade, which causes the boop to the double kill, almost the triple, but great support, and it was enough for Carolina. Even though Carolina got the map, it was a great play that had come out from Lucio.
That was an interesting match. Both sides show it essentially a very show a lot of skill, and in my opinion, it was very balanced. But I think ultimately, once again, it came down to Carolina Cosmic knowing when to use their ult economy. Spiff, do you agree? Do you think that Carolina overall so far in game number 1 and 2 have been successful at getting maximum value of their ults?
Especially on Hanamura, again, it's not everyone hit Q because we heard a Q. It's I'm waiting to hit my Q when I hear a Q. And it happened to allow Carolina to get that pick, and it allowed for them to, instead of shooting it all at once and maybe getting shut down by 1 or 2 abilities, they slowly build it up. It's like a snowball. Okay, we got the 1 ult. Okay, they used 1. Let's use our next one now. Okay, then they use 2 to try and counter us. Okay, we're opened up economy right now. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And they got it.
And they got it. We're going to talk about San Francisco Shook. It looks like they couldn't really do much about the Zarya ult coming in from the side of Carolina Cosmic. I feel like that ultimate, that Graviton did a lot of work for them, and Shook was unable to not only counter or maybe kind of like fully prepare for that ult. Rambino, do you think that they could have done a little bit better? Maybe what could have maybe been changed on their end? Maybe a Diva to perhaps eat that grab, or maybe a Zen and Lucio, maybe triple support? I think they did, but like double shields and stuff.
Well, I'd actually argue that a quad DPS, if they knew how to play that by chance, that would actually be very dangerous. If you look at the healing that Carolina was able to put out, I'd call that a lot of trust. Now, you can't heal Pharah very easily in the sky as a Lucio. We all know this. Ana has to do a hit scan or projectile-based healing, which, again, not that easy when you're trying to hit a flying target. So, it's all of that combined. If you call Carolina's bluff and you force them to start healing a little safer, things will start to change, possibly.
Excellent. And with that in mind, we've seen a very, very smart and a strong side of Carolina Cosmic, and a side of San Francisco Shook. In my opinion, they can just, if they focus a little bit on maybe coordinating their old usage a little bit more, I feel like they are going to be able to take the next map. And the next map is going to be Dorado, one of our favorites. Spiff, what are your thoughts on Dorado?
I like Dorado a lot. It has some cool, like, good Mexican music. It's got a good flow to it. It's got great defensive and great attack options from both sides. So I like maps that allow options. You do have to push the payload because it is a payload map, but there are many different avenues that the attackers can use, and it basically forces the defensive team to. There's only so many great defensive positions, which can still be then flanked by the attackers, and it basically depends on how mobile you are. I want to see some great rotation. I want to see some great high ground dominance, and whoever can do each of those better is going to take this map.
Rambino, this question's for you. You are the coach for San Francisco Shook. You're going to be attacking on Dorado. You're 2-0 down. What do you say to your team?
All war is based on deception, quoting Sun Tzu. So, you're going to need to force Carolina to play differently, because right now, Carolina is playing around San Francisco very well, and that is leading to their downfall.
Spiff, this question's for you. Carolina Cosmic, you're the coach. You're currently two games up. You're feeling good. You're feeling comfortable. Do you continue to feel that way, or do you expect your team, your enemy, the other team, to come even more aggressive? What do you say to your team?
I'm saying, good job. Keep it up. Don't let your confidence make you misplay, because essentially when you feel like you're popping off, you feel like a superhero. Like, now I can do this all by myself. It's a team game. If they start getting in the mentality of, I am going to make plays with no assistance from my team, they are going to be out of position, and it's going to give the enemy team the opportunity to pick them off and basically win the team fight, because guess what? You're going to win the team fight if it's 6v5 a lot more often than 6v6.
Excellent. And we're going to go ahead and maybe talk about who we are going to look, specifically who we think is going to pop off in this game number 3 for the side of San Francisco Shook. Once again, they need this win. They need to win. They need to be able to maybe manage their ults a little bit better. So, Spiff, I want to go back to you and say, who specifically, or what particular role are we looking to maybe see them step up a little bit more?
For San Francisco?
Yes.
I think they need to find people that can. It's not that they're not playing as a team, because this is a great team. They made it to the finals. Come on. Right. What they need to find is their priority targets, and I feel like their priority targets right now is Reinhardt, because both Reinhardt's being taken out very quickly. Biggest target, absolutely. Shield goes down, a lot of things can happen. That's great. But who's the second one? Who's the third one? Who's the fourth one? Because Star Destroyer and Illumi on the Zarya and on the DPS being up in the air, they are doing such great plays. Even when the Reinhardt's not there, they need to find. Either they need to make their whole group go say, I'm okay, now kill him, kill her, kill her, kill her. Or find somebody like they had gotten the single DPS that Carolina has been doing. I want to see them find the DPS that can deal with the Illumi, that can deal with the Star Destroyer, get those picks from maybe afar, because Carolina is playing really strong right now.
They are playing very strong. They are picking the right heroes for the map. But with that in mind, guys, this is Dorado, game number 3. The finals for the OWCC, Carolina Cosmic and San Francisco Shook. Casters, take it away.
Again, guys, I am Swiftastic Me. I'm doing your play-by-play. I'm telling you what's happening as it's happening. The one talking to you and analyzing what's happening afterwards is Childish Rambino. Here we are on Dorado. Rambino, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you as well, Spiff. 20 seconds, and I'm feeling good once again. We're seeing a Winston for the first time in these matches, and I'm a little excited, which means we're going to see a little bit more diving here from San Francisco Shook. And we're seeing a Moira on the side of Carolina Cosmic, another first with a Junkrat.
So instead, this is the first time we've actually seen more of a 2-2-2 coming out from either team. So that's here Carolina staying strong there on defense again. They are top left in your blue. San Francisco Shook top right in your red. And I've never actually seen a defensive team hold where Carolina is holding, not on the high ground, instead of using all that beautiful cover underneath. But that's going to allow Zadis and Penguin Cast to basically be, oh, okay, we'll get on top of you. We're just going to pincer attack you right now. There's nothing you can do because San Francisco is pushing forward just fine. Very bunker. It looks, I see what they're doing now. They're basically doing what, it's a variation of what you'd see May do here on the first, even before the first corner on defense. Basically stalling the point by standing in the way, double shields, May wall, and just a boatload of damage coming out. They are not going to let, they are making the choke happen right here. This is a great usage of basically a mechanics here in Overwatch. As long as the defending member of the defending team is near enough to the payload, like standing in that doorway, the payload will not move or advance at all. Even if there's a May wall in that doorway, it's not going to be enough. Here comes out it is going to be eaten. Zadis, great kill onto that Junkrat bomb, and also getting Junkrat. Shatter comes out from Mana, knocking 3 or 4 down. That's going to allow them to basically come forward and start sweeping to clean them up. And they're going to continue this hold here in the doorway. Carolina, so far, strong bunker defense. What do we need San Francisco to do?
Honestly, it's very funny how that entire team fight was in close quarters. Reinhardt shines in closed off areas, mainly because that hammer has a large hitbox. So he's going to be getting damage left and right. And the fact that Orisa and Junkrat also deal splash damage with that AoE into the grenades, it is a recipe for disaster.
They're going to be trying the same thing. San Francisco letting the Diva and the Winston come forward to basically do a pincer attack. Blue Lizard comes out. They all get out, but a Shatter does get Manami on the ground. Charge comes out. Does Fighters. That's 2 kills from Tortuga. Retrospect getting the boot kill onto Illumi. San Francisco is up, but they're in a bunker position, and they're still holding. They're still getting it, but Orisa is not going to be able to survive enough. A great Shatter again! Is not going to be able to follow it up, but man, I mean, I appreciate the stat increase of the beautiful Shatter getting most of San Francisco on the ground, but they're going to keep pushing forward.
Now we are seeing San Francisco. They were wise to the second time trying that. They do have 5 ultimates ready, so it looks like Carolina will concede the first checkpoint unless they try and fight right this second.
And they absolutely do. San Francisco has all of their ults. They have used the rally to keep them alive. Here comes the nerf. This onto the wall from around the side is going to be shielded by Manami. Great shield. Knight getting Urzo's out of his neck. Here comes out the Lucio ult from San Francisco. Penguin Cast getting Illumi in the back, and they're basically brawling back and forth. Monkey jumps back to do some damage. Gets a triple kill from the tickle gun of death from Penguin Cast. Zadis is going to get Star Destroyer, but they were so low, the boop and then the punch and then oh, great. Love seeing triple kills in less than a second from a non-ulting Monkey.
Now that we've established that San Francisco has got a little bit more momentum going for them, hopefully they can just pace out their damage, pace out the ultimates. That's the really important thing there.
Produces some switches coming out from the side of Carolina, going away from what they had. They have used most of their ults. We have Illumi going to be sticking on the high ground. Hopefully to stick on the high ground, but it's not going to be enough. I like to see Niana all the way in the back. But there is 2 dive tanks from Zadis and Monkey. I like that they are working together. Urzo booping the Monkey off. Basically contesting the high ground best he can. Already coming, High Noon coming out after Momo goes in. Jock, High Noon is going to be eaten completely by Zadis. Great defense matrix hold there. And they are moving forward because right now San Francisco is getting the boop kill onto Illumi, getting the cleanups, getting the punches, getting the staggers right now as they are going to be having more. They have more mobility. They can chase down even more if they want to. Penguin's being very aggressive here. and they're going to leave one on the payload. They're just going to say, look, we are getting the rest of this phase, says San Francisco.
Now, I would like to point out they are playing a little bit more dive heavy with that Winston, the Diva, but they're really staying close to the payload overall, so I'm really curious as to why they're doing it.
And Nerf this comes out from the side, does not, almost gets Night O Night, but using Transcendence to keep his team alive. Shatter does fine with 2 on the ground. Gonna be shielded and protected. Not one's gonna go down. Here comes out the Ana boost. Is gonna be onto the Reaper from Illumi. Illumi already getting double kills. Mana fanning one of his kills of his own. Penguin getting Hero in the back. Illumi, here goes 3 for him. Surge Tortuga falls, but Carolina comes back super strong using 1, 2, 3 ults, and the switch off from Illumi onto that more brawly Reaper allows Carolina to hold fast.
Let's not forget, that was a single team fight on behalf of Illumi, and the Death Blossom is already ready. Fantastic damage being output by that Reaper pick.
Could you explain the changes that have come out to Reaper and why I think this might actually work even stronger than most people think?
Alrighty, for those not aware, armor was nerfed once again. Now you get less damage reduction, and Reaper is now enjoying a 50% from 30% lifesteal bonus from the damage he deals, meaning he can brawl very efficiently, picking off targets where he might find them.
Die in the back, eating a great shatter again from Mana Meme, followed up by a charge, followed up by an Ana grenade, somehow stays alive. Nerf this comes out, he's basically spacing them away. Great combos, not enough follow-up, but great support. Momo finding mana and got Illumi getting Night O Night. It's right now, it's San Francisco gets a shatter kill onto Star Destroyer and Jacques, and is trying to clean up Illumi, who is still here, gets a die again. It is not going to be, it's going to be zoned out, pushed back, not going to find more than just the monkey. Tortuga charging, trying to help up Targus, who is here. Mana Meme is basically here protecting Urzo to get back in mech. Jock has come here, Star Destroyer is here, Hero is up on the high ground. Carolina is still keeping this defense very strong. Tortuga finds nobody with the charge, but surprisingly, I just saw in my feed that so-and-so ate a Diva Bomb. I didn't know defense majors could do that. Momo gets his own double kill. It's only 10 seconds left. It's about to go into overtime. Mana Meme gets a shatter that gets shielded by Penguin Cast's bubble, and San Francisco's going to get that second point here on Dorado.
So just to give you a quick reminder here, ladies and gentlemen, for those not aware, once again, that Graviton Surge was eaten. It is considered a projectile until it finally lands from being launched from Zarya's gun, meaning Diva can eat it.
And that's what a lot of the higher tier teams basically train their Zaryas to do. They need to see, okay, if I was the Zarya, would I grab here? Would I grab here? Okay, I know they're tracking they're trying to track all the ults for the entire enemy team, but they are really focused on knowing when that Zarya has the ult. Nerf this comes around from the side, is not going to be eaten up and basically feed Star Destroyer's charge. And they're coming around. They're on the last little corner, Lumi on the high ground. Charge finds Reinhardt. Nerf this on the side of Carolina is going to land on top of the bridge, actually allowing more cover for San Francisco to shield themselves. Illumi pushing forward, trying to deal with Momo, who is really low, gets taken out by Star Destroyer. Charge coming out, trying to stagger some more. And they're going to go ahead and say, okay, that's enough. We got a great stagger onto Momo. 10 more seconds, only 25 seconds left for San Francisco this push.
4 ultimates, and I will say that the Primal Rage will play a big factor in this next team fight. If Winston cannot force Carolina off the point here, it will be a solid hold on behalf of Cosmic.
And if they can maybe even find a kill, find some booping kill. Illumi is up on the high ground, but that's exactly where San Francisco is. He's being sneaky, he's being quiet. Urzo trying to contest. Illumi comes forward to try and deal. Gets the pick on a Night O Night before anything could happen. Not even able to use his Transcendence. Die comes out. Is even 5v5. Retrospect, Lucio Alt does keep him alive for a long time. Shatter comes out. Double, the other Shatter comes out from Mana Meme. Again, great Shatter into the grab. Finds the Angry Monkey. Gets the kill onto Retro and Momo, but Tortuga gets the charge on the Star Destroyer, who then gets charged by Mana Meme. So a great play there from the Reinhardt and Mana Meme on the side of Carolina, basically stopping the third point capture for San Francisco. Great plays.
Now, it did come off to a close point there. That Primal Rage almost was enough, and the picks looked like they were there. However, the Reaper plays were on point at a consistent interval, which led to that solid hold.
And Lumio was hiding up there on the high ground, waited for the enemy team basically to drop down to start contesting the point, leaving Knight, who had Transcendence, get picked off basically 2-shot, almost 1-shot, but 2-shot from the Reaper, close range, right next to his face. Didn't even have the opportunity to hit his trans button to keep him alive, allowing his team to, unfortunately, San Francisco did fall, but great push. Anytime you can get even that close to the end of a payload map in a competitive sense, it's a very good game, especially since they barely got to the second one. So we're going to switch sides and see what can happen as we do see that Carolina moving over onto the side of attack, and San Francisco is going to be coming on to defense. So Rambino, tell us about this defense here for San Francisco.
Well, San Francisco, we did see a dive comp that looks like they will be sticking with it, strangely enough. I'm not going to question it, but I will point out that the healing is a little bit on the low side, even with the 3 tank, the 3 healers, also known as GOATs.
Now, the healing, we say, is on the light side. Because the 2 dive tanks almost won't usually be played with the rest of the team. So it's basically 4 of the team in one pack, and then 2 of the team in the other. And those 2 have to basically survive on the constant healing from the orb, 30 per second, or the burst healing from Momo on that Brigitte to keep them alive. Otherwise, they need to come back and brawl, because it's huge AoE heals to keep them alive for San Francisco. Lumi has come up forward right onto the Pharah, already getting a lot of damage, 26% from his ult already. But they are coming forward. They're doing more of what they did before. 3-2-1. They have the hero on Ana and the Jock over there on Lucio. So no direct support to Lumi in the air, but there's no direct counter or push that besides Zadis onto the air. So Lumi can be very aggressive here. Jacques does get the kill onto Knight, so that's already 1 up for Carolina. 6v5. San Francisco rotates to get back to the fountain. To this next one, a great sleep onto Tortuga, a boop, and a charge back to the rest of his team. He misses the fountain and goes way, way back. It's going to cause the rest of his team to have to retreat to use his shield properly. When Manamine does get Zadis after he gets demeched by Hero Bryant, charge comes out knowing that they are up. Definitely double kill for Manamine, pushing the payload forward. It looks like there's not going to be anything to stop Carolina from getting this first point here on Dorado. A great pick here. Now, making sure that we haven't lost Rambino, I will keep talking. We may have lost him. That's quite all right. But Lumi has come forward. He's getting a lot of value, already having his ult here for his economy. But there's almost no ults. There is going to be a rally close here on the side of San Francisco, but they're being bullied into their spawn, into the choke here. Just keeping 1 on point all the way in the back, pushing it forward. That's the Lucio basically being babysitter for the payload. San Francisco needs to regroup. They have changed onto a double sniper and to the dive comp that we know and love, keeping 2 in the very far back, trying to find those great picks. So once the 2 tanks from Carolina dive forward, there's just going to be put so much pressure. And I like that both snipers are not in the same spot. They have a lot of mobility, and after the tanks use their cooldowns to get forward onto putting pressure onto that Hanzo, onto that Widow, they can use their simple shorter cooldowns or immediate cooldowns to get back the rest of the team, or to reposition themselves and get out of range of the pressure that's going to be coming out from Urzo or on top. They are keeping the high ground, which I absolutely love, but they're not stopping the payload coming around this final corner. Lumi does find Penguin Cast with a rocket to the face. Monkey dives forward to start contesting the payload, because it is getting relatively close. Great integrate on the man. I mean, Shatter comes out, finds 2 on the ground. Charge Justice does get a hero, trying to get some more picks, but he was trying to stop and get some more damage. Ends up doing a rocket barrage to the wall, which, by the way, Farah's rockets hurt herself, so it was a kill. And Carolina is able to get the second point here on Dorado.
That seems to be a very convincing play from the side of Carolina Cosmic, being able to take up to the second point with 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining on the clock.
Now they are going to have to push forward as best they can, but all they don't have to necessarily get all the way in, but they have to get around that last corner very well, straighten it out, start going at the ramp, and they will get this map. A lot of ults on the sides. Penguin Cast letting the rest of his team know exactly where they are, and they're on the payload, most definitely, and that's where they're going to stay for the foreseeable future. Hero Bryant is about to be driven upon by both tanks. Great coordination there. Deletes Hero off the map. The dragon comes out. Not going to be enough to basically kill anybody. I don't even know if they needed it, but it was enough to basically, they were maybe thinking about keep pushing after they lost their Ana, but then they definitely don't want to go after a dragon comes out.
Excellent. So now we do have a Lumi from the side of Carolina Cosmic, switching over to a Genji from a Pharah, knowing that they both that he has no direct counter from the Hanzo, and Penguin actually swapping to the Zarya from the Widow.
great swaps, and they're going to be coming forward. They do have the Diva Bomb, they do have the Lucio ult, and they do have the Ana boost, probably going to be used on who they can. Most likely Reinhardt to get his Shatter back online, because Carolina is pushing very strongly, not uncontested around these last two corners. Holding strong, grab comes out, bomb comes around the side, it's going to be comboed, it's going to be shielded, but a great Ana grenade from Hero again. Shatter gets Tortuga on the ground. Here comes out a quick blade. Only one fight needing it from Illumi. Almost getting Diva before she gets back in her mech. Manamine getting the charge on tonight. Oh, Knight who is going onto the Ana. But it was no kills from Illumi's blade, but Star Destroyer, Manamine getting his own kills. Penguin fast getting Urza before he can get back in the mech. Momo swinging and holding left as hard as he can. The fight's still going strong. Both Lucio's doing the jumping to dance, and the great Shatter comes out again. Is going to allow the cleanup. Jacques double kill onto Penguin and Retro. And they are going to be pushing forward so close. We got Tortuga comes forward, charges, misses, tries to get the flip. Shatter is not going to be enough. Carolina takes Dorado, and they take this series 3-0. One more map for them to be our grand champions.
What a fantastic play here from the side of Carolina Cosmic. And who do we have for play of the game? Spiff.
Beautiful. One of these great shatters from Manamine. He was doing so great. Here's the 3 on the ground, and the great usage of his left click and the huge radius of which it swings. Guys, that's 75 damage to the entire team, and that's why Shatter is so great and why you need to know. Well, does the Rhine have Shatter? Does the Rhine have Shatter? Do I need to shield the Shatter? Okay, he doesn't. Oh. Great shatters that came up for Manamine, which is not what we saw before, where both Rhines are basically shattering into each other's shields so often over on Lijiang.
What a magnificent match that you just happened to miss, Rambino. Unfortunately, we did have a minor technical issues on his end, a little bit of network problems, but just to fill you in, Rambino, we have Carolina Cosmic leading the finals, the Grand Overwatch Community Cup Finals 3-0. Spiff, you clearly saw that last push from the side of the offensive side of Carolina Cosmic. What worked out for them?
There was a lot of pressure from Illumi on the ones onto the switch from up where he was onto the Genji. You know a good player and how getting damage, getting pressure, getting picks if they can get their ult in one fight, and he did. And we also saw Star Destroyer do that on Lijiang with a Grav. Getting your ult quickly shows you can play the hero well. That also means you are playing the hero well into the enemy team, causing pressure, causing damage, causing everything else. But I want to give props to San Francisco. Nobody died from the blade. Great supports, great spacing, great recognizing what was going on. There was a Lucio boost to get everyone out. There was Lucio ult to keep them alive. Like, props to Illumi for getting his ult that quickly, putting all the helping the win condition and helping Manamine get all his great shatters and the great supports coming out from Carolina. But a great reaction to it from San Francisco. They just couldn't quite stop Carolina from the attack.
Yeah, we did see Carolina Cosmic at the end pull out a more traditional composition, and that, in my opinion, kind of made sense to the unique or maybe a little bit awkward composition from the side of San Francisco Shook. Once again, they had 2 dive tanks of Reinhardt, and at the beginning it kind of worked, but then towards the end, in my opinion, they might have lacked a little bit of damage on there. And Rambino, you did manage to catch the defensive side of Carolina Cosmic. You did see that interesting play where they were holding the payload right in that choke because they were in that room. They had a Reinhardt, they had a Mei, they had an Orisa. What are your thoughts on that?
So here's the thing. Obviously, it felt like it would work only once, and it did only work once. The problem with those kinds of strategies is that's the same thing with picking Bastion. Everybody knows exactly what to aim for, and unless it is built around, it often collapses very quickly because it's a spur-of-the-moment kind of strategy. It's not something long-term that you're meant to do.
That is true.
It did hold for quite a long time, though.
They took it. Yeah, so they did manage to take a lot of time off the clock. One minor issue is that when they didn't get a second fight, essentially, on that first point, because by the time they managed to regroup and get back before it clicked on the first point, it was a little bit too late. But aside from that, I thought it was a very interesting play that they actually pulled out. It was like they studied it, they practiced it, and up to a certain point, it did work. They did manage to win game number 3, Dorado. So with that in mind, we are going to move to Iconwell, one of our favorite maps here for the caster side of things. Spiff, I want to know your thoughts on Eichenwald.
Eichenwald, for those of you who don't know, is basically set in the Reinhardt world. His short was there. But Eichenwald is one of our hybrid maps. It's assault into escort, meaning you have to capture the payload to then move the payload. So just to make sure everyone knows where we are. I'm pretty sure everyone here has at least played Overwatch more than anything, but it means you assault and capture the point like King of the Hill. Once you capture the point, you unlock the payload and you move it forward. So this map can end in a draw by no team getting the first stick on the payload, but I love the design of it, and I love the different phases you have going from essentially area 1 to 2 to 3. 1 is very linear and flanky and push forward, get the point. Second one is very high ground. You get to play on a castle, get to play on a bridge, and you get to play a bridge over the abyss. So hopefully I'm looking to see a lot of environmental kills on that last little push onto the second one. And then the third point is very encased, very right angles, sight lines. I expect to see spamming Junkrats, Widows, and fighting at the corners. And I just like Eichenwald because of all those differences that happen. And it's kind of like almost, I'm thinking about it even more. It's reminding me of Dorado. It's just in a hybrid version. Am I crazy?
Maybe. But Rambino, this question's for you. You are the coach for the Carolina Cosmic, right? So once again, you're winning 3-0. This is the finals. You need one more game, and this is it, right? What do you tell your team?
Don't get cocky. As I don't remember what the Star Wars quote is, but you know what they say. The pride comes before the fall, Julik, and you are not out of the woods yet until you bring home the bacon.
The bacon. This question's for you, Spiff. You are the coach for San Francisco Shook. You're 3-0 down, so you need to win this game. You need to essentially do a reverse sweep from this point onwards. So, what do you tell your players?
Take a breath, reset, come back as a team, because they are playing very well. I liked seeing the coordination that came out from San Francisco. They were just running into an equal and then slightly better version on Carolina's side. They are not a bad team. And I always root for the underdog. So I'm not going to complain if San Francisco gets a reverse sweep. So I want them to just mentally say, guys, just go to the next map. Play it hard, play it well, outplay the team. We've already, there's been no subs really on the side of Carolina. Huey and Hero have switched a little bit. We got Lazy Healer coming in as well. But San Francisco's been doing several different subs. And is it just me? But I like to think that although you usually see the players in pairs, like the tank pair, they come in, they have the Ryan Zari play very well, they have the Diva Winston play really well, but they also need to be able to coordinate with the other 4 members of the team. So when I see a lot of subs coming out, I almost wonder if that doesn't detriment a team. What do you guys think?
I'm going to let you take that one on first, Rambino. What are your thoughts on the question of maybe swapping players coming into game number 4 here, knowing that your team is down 3 maps?
Well, I would say that if you're on the bench of any real sports game, for example, you're able to watch the action from another perspective, a fresh set of eyes. You want to get the idea in your head that what is happening is not working, so try something different. It is not necessarily a good idea to brute force everything. San Francisco is not a bad team. They're playing very well, but they need to be consistent. Carolina Cosmic can play well with and without ultimates, and that's extremely dangerous in a game where every game play is big, whether you want to admit it or not.
Can we safely assume that maybe a little bit of nervousness is affecting San Francisco Shook? Because again, we see them throughout the season. We've seen them play throughout the playoffs, and they have been very dominant. But the same thing can be said about Carolina Cosmic. Now, both teams came into the finals with high expectations from the fans, from the viewers, from us, the casters and production side of things. We were expecting, if I'm honest, a more balanced finals, a finals that was going to take us all the way to the very end to make things exciting. What is San Francisco Shook, aside from maybe taking a moment, a beat, what else needs to change for them, Spiff?
They need to realize they can win. I think they're being bullied into a mindset that says we can't beat Carolina. That's completely false. All these teams are very well balanced, although you might see some individuals shine a little bit. You might see some team plays that worked out just a little bit more, but all these teams are balanced, and that's why they're here in the finals. I think San Francisco just needs to tell themselves, affirm what is true. They can win. They will win. Show them how it's done here on Eichenwald.
And this is going to be the fourth map on tonight's grand final between Carolina Cosmic versus San Francisco Shook. Remember the names from the side of Carolina Cosmic if they do manage to take this final map on their end. But for now, game 4, casters, take it away.
Hello guys, again, I am Spifftastic, me doing the yells and the screams as it's happening, and again, the more important things to maybe understand what just happened is going to be done by my good friend, Chowder Trambino. And sir, happy Sunday.
Hey, happy Sunday to you as well, Spiff. We have 18 seconds. We've got 2 teams ready to duke it out. Only one can emerge victorious in these grand finals. Can Carolina Cosmic do it, Spiff?
I mean, they're on their way. They're up 3-0 in the series. Again, guys, if you were just joining us, top left in your blue is your Carolina Cosmic, currently winning the series. 3-0 in the best of 7. Top right in your red is San Francisco Shook. On defense right now, we have a version of, there's basically what I call 3-2-1. Beefy tanks up front, healers in the back. Lumi going to be on that DPS role, basically doing a lot of poke damage, a lot of dive tank. Already diving in the back, trying to put some damage or some pressure onto Echo as to grapple away, which we can leave. Is not going to be able to get back to the rest of his team, but that's one. Huey Dow's fall down to Hip Hop Hobbit. Gets a double kill himself. San Francisco up right now 5v4. Charge comes out looking for somebody, but Mandarin gets the Fire Strike kill onto Retrospect, kind of evening it out just slightly, but the spawn advantage is going to be for the attackers. Starter Strike taking down the real Sax. Or Thealt Sax. Don't know how to say your name, sir, but I'll make it right eventually. Hip Hop Hobbit basically popping off with those arrows. Nobody putting a lot of pressure on him from the side. They're going to go ahead and get here as the rest of the team tries to come forward. Shatter comes out. Gets only Hip Hop Hobbit and not Retro. That's an interesting Shatter traversal direction because they look like he got both of them. He is going to clean them up, but he's not before he gets cleaned up as well from Manor Knight, as Shatter is going to basically stop Huey from being able to be here. The bubble was there to try and protect it, but it's not going to last long enough. It's going to be Bunny Chan getting a double kill, trying to clean up the rest. Great. It's more or less a great, not so much. We have a staggering defense coming out from Carolina, trying to hold very strong. Manamimi is back here with Urzo, but Illumi does fall to Bunny Chan. All of San Francisco is here, and it's going to be, there we go. San Francisco, after that one very extended fight, is going to start moving the payload forward.
It goes without saying, Spiff, but if it bleeds, you can kill it.
It finally does kill Hip Hop Hobbit. Sir, definitely one of the key players to allow San Francisco to get that pick, and does find another great pick himself with a sonic arrow to the face of Zenyatta, allowing that huge stagger. Illumi going to be sneaking up the entire time. Double kill from Illumi. You remember, guys, if you crouch, as almost every hero, except for D.Va, except for Hammond, you do crouch and you don't make any sound moving towards, so it's not that he snuck up because they weren't paying attention, it's because he snuck up because there's no sound. So here we are, they are on the high ground. Shatter comes out, gets Urzo, Huey, and Enemy on the ground. Retro's going to finish him off. Urzo's hit out of mech from that charge, but Illumi's trying to rain death from above with that McCree, and is not going to be enough as Hip Hop Hobbit does get another pick onto Lazy Healer. Poor Lazy Healer getting picked off again by the Hanzo. They're running these double snipers with the 2-2-2, and it's working very well here for San Francisco, Rambino, don't you think?
Absolutely. They are riding a wave of momentum. Carolina Cosmic is down in ult usage here. It looks like they can get the second checkpoint with relative ease.
Another pick from Hanzo on to Lazy Healer, and the stun fan does not kill, but the Dragon Strike comes through. Money Chan popping off, double kill as well from Hip Hop Hobbit. San Francisco has done what I said they should do. Reset and tell themselves they can't do it because they are rolling over Carolina's defense.
Now, this does appear to be one of their weaker maps, but that being said, they now have 5 ultimates online. They could possibly take that payload back right now.
A charge comes out, a huge shatter again, but a counter shatter's even bigger from Manamim. Even though 3 were down on his team, he does the counter shatter, which allows Carolina to start sweeping, cleaning them up, stopping the progression of the payload. Great trades of shatters, and it's going to be Carolina taking up the high ground on that one.
The best part about that play was only an Earth Shatter was used. Everything else is still online, ready to go.
And it was great, basically. I love seeing Ryan v. Ryan's all the time. Bunny Chan, Manamine going back and forth now. High Noon comes out from Illumi, getting a great hard shield. It's going to be enough damage to build up to kill Bunny Chan. Just High Noon used. That's one ult again to basically start winning this team fight, winning the momentum to hold this defense. Hip Hop does get Huey, and Illumi does take down Echo, who has been switching back and forth. Was on a Tracer trying to get back. He's now on the McCree, does fall, but Carolina holding just right at the doors, not allowing a San Francisco to continue their momentum.
We are seeing a Hanzo for the first time in this map, and let alone during this game set, but the Dragon Strikes really open up a lot of possibilities. It makes pushing forward very easy.
And Bunny Chan getting a nice pick on a lazy healer. Retro does get stunned, but it's not going to be followed up. Didn't have enough bullets left in his thing and gets eaten. Grab comes out Francisco. Comboed into the Dragon Strike, is going to be able to take out Star Destroyer. And a very long charge scream from Manamine does get the Alto Sacks. Now Night on Night does take down Manamine from that charge, but San Francisco's pushing strong. They're only down, they're down to 1, so they are here with 5. They're trying to push them forward. Lazy Healer using Transcendence to stop the progression of the payload. There comes out the grab as well, trying to be combo with Nerf. This comes out right on top, does find Hip Hop before he can get on the back. Shatter comes out, and another counter Shatter getting Night on Night on the ground. Gets cleaned up by Manamine's hammer, and it's just one set. Is Bunny Chan there, who gets the last to fall from San Francisco, as the rest of them retreat. Great hold from Carolina.
We did see a nice pincer coming out from right there, McCree forcing the collapse in on San Francisco, doing a great job. And now that we're seeing, it looks like Illumi and Echo both have their Deadeyes ready to go in this next team fight.
A great stun on the Manamine and Star Destroyer. Not going to be enough, but does start building that ult charge. He uses High Noon behind a hard shield around the corner. It charges for a long time, and it's going to basically force them back. It's stalling them for 5 seconds. It's really well worth it. Charge comes out, not going to find anyone. Manamine's actually getting Hip Hop for the Dragon Strike. Hits Huey, but it's not going to be enough as the rest of his team is down. It's going to be another reset for San Francisco.
And that being said, Carolina doing a fantastic job keeping that payload guarded. The Genji, the swap into the Genji is it's a little strange. You've got 1:45 left. You may not have enough to charge up your blade more than twice, but you're gonna have to make that ultimate count when it is up.
See how we can use the Shatter, the Ana Boost, and the High Noon. Maybe zone them up, get to the high ground, see what can happen. Maybe get them to collapse or back up, because Carolina is holding this corner very strong. And the Illumi trying to do some poke damage, is getting really low. Shatter comes out, just gets Night on Night, gets charged and Ana grenaded. A great Shatter comes out from Bunny, gets 2 on the ground. It's not going to be followed up on, however. But that's 1 down from San Francisco. Carolina is currently leading the map. But there we go, 3 more kills, 4 kills coming out from Carolina. It's very difficult for San Francisco to get around this last corner again here on Eichenwald.
It looks like there was a momentary lapse in Carolina's strategies. I mean, their ultimates are falling apart just a little bit towards this last point. But that being said, their defense is still phenomenal.
Now, Urzo, I'm very sure, is going to be looking to try and eat either the Grav and or the Dragon Strike, because they have it in their arsenal here on San Francisco. They can get the Grav, they can get the Swing Hammer from Bunny Chan, they can get whatever they want. The Grav lands, looking for High Noon, Dragon Strike as well. Dragon Strike eating up everyone. Double kill from Hip Hop, single kill from the Deadeye from Echo. And right now, San Francisco is going to get a cleanup here on Carolina's defense as they start moving around this final corner.
Now, they do have to worry about getting onto that point, otherwise they will not be able to use any of those ultimates. I could see a Graviton Church coming out into the Nano Boost Genji Blade, into the Self-Destruct. It will be their last-ditch effort.
A sneaky Bunny Chan ult. Here comes out the Blade and the Grab and the Diva ult, looking for some picks, finds Night on Night. Illumi finds a Blade kill into Hip Hop. They're holding very strong. 4 here for Carolina. 3 here for Carolina, as San Francisco here strong. The reinforcements are coming in. Urzo is hit out of the mech. Tree needs to do some damage to get back into mech as quickly as possible. Charge comes out, finds Illumi, and get some pin to the payload. It is just 2-3 here for San Francisco. Shatter gets shielded. Is not going to be enough. Manamine pushing forward. Star Destroyer is going to get that pick on the Bunny Chan, but the Alto Sax is going to get Manamine. Hope Reinhardt's taken out of the equation. Dragon Strike clearing him off the payload to try and basically get maybe a few more inches. It's not going to be enough. Urzo, Lazy Healer here, basically right on the point. Huey healing as best he can from the back. Star Destroyer punching Nido Knight. Huey falls to Hip Hop Hobbit before being killed by Lazy Healer. Star Destroyer getting a pick as well, and it's keeping alive. Here comes a charge. Is going to find Echo as he just got back. Lucio is trying to just keep it alive, but 4.98 meters away from the end. Great push from San Francisco.
I'm going to say there was a fat finger there with the Ana because of the nano boost onto the Zarya, which was probably intended for the Genji. However, that being said, fantastic job of keeping onto the point nonetheless. The Genji blade didn't get a lot of value, but that's okay. Being that it was so close to the end of the point, they were able to keep consistently spawning even though they were being staggered very slowly.
It was a great combo. I almost wonder if it was too many combos, but they needed to get past the choke as they used the grab, they used the Dragon High Noon, and then come around with Shatter, and it allowed them to get the those few more meters from where they had initially stopped from the last time when they actually gotten towards the end. So great usage. Again, you'll see up there in the top middle, they were able to get 62.72 meters from the second point towards the third point. And that's going to be where Carolina is going to be trying to get to as they're swapping into attack. So San Francisco coming out of here on defense. What do we got, Rambino?
Well, for the defense, we've got Hip Hop Hobbit on Pharah, Night on the Mercy for a Pharmacy, Bunny Chan on Reinhardt, Echo on a Widowmaker, Alto Sax on Zarya, and Retrospect once again on the Lucio.
It looks like we're going to be sticking here for the attacks. They are again going to be going Ryan, Zarya pair. Urzo trying to maybe dive with Illumi on the Genji if that's what they're going to stick with. I wouldn't be surprised to see Pharah at least on this second point because she's very effective. Can go over walls, can be from very far. There's no fall off damage from a Pharah rocket, but it's a lot harder to hit. And they're going for it. It looks like Nido Knight was trying to sneak in, maybe see what they had. And there's going to be basically you see Hip Hop trying to do a rain death from above to get some early ult charge as Carolina pushes forward. And they're using the W key, a very strong key that most Reinhardts and people need to actually use to try and win the game. They're going to go around the left side of the clock tower, right onto the point, and there's a lot of death raining from above from Hip Hop, not finding enough picks. As Star Destroyer trying to put some pressure onto him. Mercy getting targeted down, gets half, gets low, gets really, really low. Nido Knight gets taken out by Urzo. That's going to be the first death of this fight, but they already got the one tick. One tick already in favor here of Carolina. They're slowly getting some more. Charge comes out, is not going to be enough as Lazy Healer does take out Bunny Chan. Manami finding the charge kill onto a Pharah. I can tell you, if I'm a Reinhardt and I get a charge kill onto a Pharah, I am on cloud 9.
Now, I am going to say the communications may have been mixed up there. Hip Hop Hobbit was focusing on that Reinhardt with a shield. It was a bit strange to see a Pharah trying to deal damage to a shield.
Again, Pharah's usually trying to find those, put pressure behind the Ryan shields. There are trying to aim for Huey, who is the Ana player, to basically put a lot of pressure on her, cause her to move, cause her to use her grenade, cause her to focus on you, something, because just putting all that pressure on that main healer is more than worth your time. Now, he does about to have his barrage. Echo has used her wall hacks to see exactly how the attackers are going. I almost want him to wait because you know where they are. There's no real hiding. I want to see them maybe wait for it, but already at 20% using that again. The Genji in the back doing some pressure, getting an Echo decently low, but it's going to be pocketed by Mercy, who keeps him alive. It's going to cause Genji to come back. Shatter is going to be used and not going to find anyone. Illumi does get Echo. Nido Knight getting Buddy Chan back up, but not before falling to Star Destroyer. And right now Carolina is pushing back the defense of San Francisco, and they're going to start coming around this second to last corner here on the second point of Eichenwald.
Now, that being said, we do have the barrage online. We do have the barrier online. It will be a tricky hold on the second point because they are so close already.
Hip Hop Hobbit doing something a little fair tech. Here comes the grab. Diva Bomb as well. He thought it was his. Diva Bomb not going to find anyone. Great Ana grenade coming out from Carolina again. Charge comes out from Ana, almost killing the killing blow of Echo. Hip Hop Hopping was not able to keep himself alive. Retrospect gets the boot kill on the Mana. San Francisco trying to deal with the rest of Carolina here on the point. Right now they're not able to do it. Charge comes out, doesn't find anyone. Stun does not have a follow-up. Illumi getting Echo. Shatter comes down, got 2 on the floor. Gonna start being cleaned up. Night Knight getting Retro back up. Star Destroyer getting Night Knight. Justice is being eaten from below as it's not able to find a pick from Hip Hop Hobbit and getting finished off by Illumi as Urzo ate up most and at least enough of that ult. Annabelle comes out, finds 1 kill on Retrospect from Carolina. The charge comes near the point and goes just over. I thought they almost would have got it. Echo there just continues stalling the payload. And it's still here. They're stalling as best they can. A few last little ticks. Carolina gets point 2.
These ultimates are a little rushed in the way that they're being used, and it's a little worrying. San Francisco is very quickly losing ground here, and they have 4 minutes 30 seconds on the clock for Carolina attacking.
They do, and that's a long time to hold. They don't have a lot to go. They only have about 40 more meters that they need to get. So 1 corner, 2nd corner, almost to the end, and we got champions. But let's see what San Francisco can do here on this strong defense, as they're going to be holding this corner very strong. A lot of ultra charge coming out for it. A flanking High Noon finds Huey in the back. That's already worth it. That's both healers down from Carolina. That's going to cause them to basically back up, or no, they're going to keep pushing. They're trying to get every single inch, and nothing for free. But the Alto Sax pushes forward, getting Urzo out of the mech. Hip Hop Hobbit going to finish him off as she clings out of her mech, and that causes Carolina to back up, reset, and try again.
They do have time. They can afford to save up their ultimates. We have a Valkyrie, Graviton Surge, and the Sound Barrier all up, which are great for stalling, all of them in their own regard here. But that Earth Shatter and the Dragon Strike could be devastating if it's used on Carolina in tandem.
It very well could. I mean, there's so much in play here. They need to just relax. Grab comes out, lands. Dragon comes out, is going to start eating him alive. Hip Hop Hobbit gets Mana Meme and Star Destroyer. Spunny Chan's going to help clean up as well. That's a 3K for our Archer, and a little follow-up there for Bunny Chan with his own kill as well. Great hold again from San Francisco.
However, we are looking at a paradox here where even if you pull off fantastic plays like that and you use your ultimates like that, you have 3 minutes, and it looks like we're sitting on 5, almost 6 ultimates once again for Carolina. It could be a massive push to the last point here.
I can imagine Retrospect shaking his boots right now because his ult is going to be able to protect, even if it's not his ult, using a speed boost to keep the Ana Blade from doing a lot of damage. Shatter comes out, finds Hip Hop Hobbit. The counter Shatter from Bunny finds 3 on the ground, gets slept right away. Hip Hop gets back up. The team fights are back to even. The grab comes out. It's going to be cleaned up from Star Destroyer, Illumi, and Urzo, finding their own picks. High Noon is going to be eaten and not able to find damage except for Urzo's mech. Mana Meme getting a double kill of himself. Bunny Chan, they are moving this close. They are very close to becoming the champions here unless they can get the ball here. Carolina Cosmic on Eichenwald takes the series and the championship 4-0 against the San Francisco Shook. Great play, Carolina, and great play, San Francisco.
And let's go ahead and take it to play of the game, brought to you by Hip Hop Hobbit as Hanzo. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. What do we got here? The Dragon Strike is online. There it goes. How many kills does he get? 1, 2, count them, 3. How about a 4th for the road here? Into the Storm Arrows. Fantastic job. Into the 5-man kill for a 5-player kill streak. Well done, Carolina Cosmic. Well deserved. And as always, fantastic nail-biting action.
Absolutely. Great plays back and forth. Although Carolina does get it 4-0, San Francisco was not making it easy. They totally came out of the gate running there in Eichenwald. I thought they weren't even going to stop because from point 1 to 2, they were just destroying Carolina's defense, and it just seemed that Carolina was able to push forward where they were not able to let San Francisco go forward. Great plays, both teams.
Great plays, both teams. Let's be honest here. This is the grand finals. We expected a little bit more, maybe push it all the way to the final game. But like you mentioned, Spiff, San Francisco Shook did not make this easy for Carolina Cosmic. Carolina Cosmic had to essentially play their very best to take this 4-0 victory on the grand finals for the OWCC. With that in mind, I want to know your final thoughts here. Spiff, we're going to start off with you. For the side of Carolina Cosmic, what went right for them? What went wrong for them? What can we expect from them on Season 2?
Ult economy. Ult usage. I can only imagine being in their comms. okay, guys, this fight, we are only using this and this. If we have to, we go to this and then this. Don't use it for any other reason. They stuck with the plan, or they stuck with I react to this ult, I react to this ult. And it wasn't all Qs at once. It was all their Qs over the space of the entire fight, which is a huge difference, and it helped them win this series.
I want to know your thoughts for this finals, Rambino. Your closing thoughts on what you saw from the side of Carolina Cosmic.
Even from the beginning of when I first saw them play, Carolina Cosmic has been devastating in their efficiency, their team cohesion. You're no longer seeing 6 individual players. You're seeing one cohesive unit come together and bring home that victory.
That is true. Now, before I forget, even though it's the finals, we need to have MVPs from both sides. We're going to start with the winning team, with the winning side of Carolina Cosmic. Spiv, your MVP for tonight's grand final.
Because there are so many great players on Carolina, I'm going to give you my player, and I'm going to give you my 2 honorable mentions. My MVP for Carolina is Manameme. Able to play that Reinhardt like a boss. Those shatters were fat, they were huge, they were amazing, and it allowed for their team to basically take the space they needed to and clean up San Francisco when they were on the floor. And my honorable mentions go to both the Ana players, Hero Bryant and Huey. Guys, great grenades, great support to let Manameme do all the crazy stuff he did.
Rambino, your MVP picks for the side of Carolina Cosmic.
I'm going to have to give it to Illumi. Those barrages were fantastic, but let's not forget that the supports are really what enabled those big plays. The Ana grenades consistently on point, and I will say this, very rarely will you see grenades comboed like that at this elo, and I will say fantastic smooth gameplay is always what makes this so exciting to cast.
Excellent. And from the side of San Francisco Shook, once again, you guys play phenomenal. We did see a stronger side from the Carolina Cosmic, but we still have an MVP from the side of San Francisco Shook. Spiv, we're going to start off with you. Who's going to take that title? MVP on the side of San Francisco Shook.
I had one idea, and it was going to be Hanzo, and because he played very, 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 very strong here on the last Icon Vault, but I'm going to give it to Klaus. Because Lijiang Tower was very close. It went 1-1, and then Carolina got the second one. Very good Lucio, very good support. Helped his team move forward. It wasn't enough, but if I had to go between... I'm going to give it to Klaus. Klaus here for San Francisco Shook. Great Lucio player.
Rambino, your MVP for the side of San Francisco Shook?
I'm going to have to give it to Retrospec only because those sound barriers were very important. And now, a good sound barrier will essentially deny a team fight. And when you pop those right, it is a great feeling.
And, okay. And that's going to be pretty much it for tonight's grand final cast. Once again, we saw 2 fantastic teams that essentially played great throughout the entire season, played amazingly throughout the playoffs, and they came all the way to the finals. And we had a very clear side who was a little bit more a little bit stronger in my opinion, which was the Carolina Cosmic. So congratulations to you guys. It was a fantastic series in my opinion, and we are more than excited to continue casting and producing the upcoming matches for season 2. If you enjoyed tonight's cast, make sure to follow the casters. Spiff, where can everyone find you, like Twitter, Twitch, etc.?
Here I go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Spifftastic.me. Again, you can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Spifftastic.me or twitch.tv/Spifftastic.me. I do play several games, especially this one, but we're coming up this next week. We'll be playing more Yakuza 0 as Kiwami comes out, but you'll find me there every single evening, except Fridays at 6 Eastern. Love to come and hang out with some positivity, some energy, and some laughs.
Rambino, where can everyone find you?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at twitch.tv/ChildishRambino, like with Childish Gambino, but instead of a G, it's an R.
Excellent. And my name is Julik. You can find me on Twitter at Julik487. Almost forgot my handle.
Yes, it is.
And on Twitch, just straight up Julik. Once again, thank you so much. And don't forget that season 2 is right around the corner. I believe. So if you enjoyed tonight's match, you can expect a whole new season starting very soon, and you can watch every single game happening on the weekends if you hit that follow button on this Twitch channel. There's also a Twitter handle for the OWCC, which is in that description below, to make sure to follow that as well, so you can get the latest updates on the league, on the teams, any drama, etc. So with that being said, guys, any final thoughts to close out the last stream for season 1? Spiff?
Absolutely great season. I was rooting for my team. They did well. They got the semifinals. Shanghai, great job. Carolina able to take them out, and then coming here, doing very dominant here in the finals. Great win, Carolina. Great effort, San Francisco. Again, great team. And for all those socials that you saw, you probably actually find them down below. So if you didn't write them down, scroll down below in the info and you'll find it below the stream.
Ramiro, your final thoughts on tonight's grand final?
From beginning to end, season 1 has been an experience for me. It is not only an honor, but a privilege to be here with the big three. That being said, I'd like to give a special appreciation for Julik throughout this entire
Amen,
season.
Julik.
He has made us look good. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, production is at its finest when you have someone like Julik on point, looking to make the games we cast look beautiful and well polished.
Amen. I don't look like this all the time. This is actually CGI done by Julik. I don't know. This is actually not. There's a reason this is a green screen. He's making me look good. He's making Rambino look good. It's not normal. Thank you, Julik.
Thank you, guys. If you're seeing a little stuttering on the video, it's because of Discord. Apparently, Discord is having some issues. But aside from that, it's been an amazing season casting with you guys and everyone else involved in the OWCC production crew. Every single caster that I got a chance to cast with. Our Discord channel where we discuss many ideas. Yes, we did have some disagreements, but at the end of the day, we are part of this great team, and I feel like we are all very talented. And I'm only looking for great stuff coming out from everyone for season 2. And with that being said, guys, this is it. Stay tuned for season 2 updates and have a good weekend, or actually a good week because the weekend is over. Goodbye.
Bye.